Welcome to another part of GTA Theories. It's going to be interesting. Trust me. Let's start everyone's favorite psychopath, Trevor Phillips. But this time, we're talking about his mom. Get this. What if Trevor's mom, who we supposedly meet in the game, might not be real at all? Instead, they reckon she's just a hallucination cooked up in Trevor's messed up mind. So, in GTA 5, we get this mission where Trevor's mom shows up at his trailer. She's this nasty piece of work who berates Trevor and generally acts like a terrible parent. But here's the thing. She only ever interacts with Trevor. Nobody else sees her or talks to her. Suspicious, right? Now, why would people think Trevor's mom is just a figment of his imagination? Well, for starters, Trevor's not exactly playing with a full deck. The dude sees things that aren't there, talks to himself, and let's not even get started on his drug habits. It's not a huge stretch to think that maybe, just maybe, he hallucinated this whole mom visit. Some fans point out that Trevor's trailer is way too small for someone to be staying there without Ron or Wade noticing. And speaking of Ron and Wade, why don't they ever mention Trevor's mom? You'd think a visit from Mama Phillips would be big news in their little circle. There's also the fact that Trevor's mom disappears as mysteriously as she appears. One minute she's there, the next she's gone, with no explanation. It's like she vanished into thin air. Or maybe she was never there to begin with. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some people think that Trevor might have invented this mom figure as a way to deal with his issues. Maybe he's trying to confront his childhood trauma. Or maybe he's just so messed up that he needs to create this abusive parent figure to make sense of his own violent behavior. But hold up, let's pump the brakes for a sec. While this theory is pretty wild, there are some holes in it. For one, the game treats the mom's visit as a real event. It's got its own mission structure and everything. Would Rockstar go to all that trouble for something that's just happening in Trevor's head? Plus, having an abusive, demanding mother actually fits pretty well with Trevor's character and helps explain some of his issues. It's classic backstory material, and it feels like something Rockstar would include intentionally. So, what's the verdict? While it's a cool theory that plays into Trevor's unstable mental state, it's probably just that, a theory. Trevor's mom was likely real, but the weirdness of her visit could just be Rockstar's way of showing how messed up Trevor's family relationships are. So, what do you think? Is Trevor's mom real, or just another one of Trevor's hallucinations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Next theory, Infinity Killer from GTA 5 is actually Eddie Lowe from GTA 4. Yeah, you heard that right. So, for those who need a refresher, the Infinity Killer is this creepy, unseen murderer in GTA 5 who left bodies all over the ocean floor near Los Santos. He's obsessed with the number 8 and left all sorts of cryptic clues around the map. Now, Eddie Lowe, he's that freak you meet in GTA 4 who straight up tells Niko he's a serial killer. Charming dude, right? Here's where it gets interesting. Eddie Lowe, in one of his random encounters, mentions that he once killed 8 people. Coincidence? Maybe not. The Infinity Killer is all about that number 8 life, even arranging the bodies in a figure 8 pattern underwater. It's like Eddie's past and the Infinity Killer's MO line up perfectly. Now, let's talk timeline. GTA 4 is set in 2008, while GTA 5 kicks off in 2013. The Infinity killings in Los Santos happened years before the events of GTA 5. So, the theory goes that Eddie was in Los Santos doing his Infinity Killer thing, then moved to Liberty City where we meet him in GTA 4, and then, well, Niko happened. But wait, there's more. Both killers have some seriously messed up views on life and death. The Infinity Killer's notes talk about sending his victims to the infinite, while Eddie rambles on about death and his twisted philosophy. It's like they're reading from the same creepy playbook. There are also some physical similarities that fans have pointed out. Both are described as kinda average-looking dudes who could blend into a crowd. Perfect for your everyday serial killer, right? Rockstar has never confirmed any direct connection between GTA 4 and 5's stories, but they do exist in the same world. Plus, the Infinity Killer's notes in GTA 5 suggest he might have offed himself, which doesn't really fit with Eddie's story. But hey, that's the fun of these theories, right? They make you look at the GTA universe in a whole new way. Whether Eddie Lowe and the Infinity Killer are the same person or not, it's cool to think about how these twisted characters might be connected. What if after the events of GTA, San Andreas, our boy CJ packed his bags and headed east to Liberty City? Yeah, you heard that right. So, here's the deal. At the end of GTA, San Andreas, we see CJ living large. He's gone from a small-time gangster to a big-time businessman. Dude's got properties all over San Andreas, a casino in Las Venturas, and he's even dabbling in the music industry. CJ's come a long way from his Grove Street days, that's for sure. Now, fast forward to GTA 4. Eagle-eyed players notice something interesting while cruising around Liberty City. There are a bunch of businesses with Johnson in the name. The theory goes that CJ, being the smart businessman he became, decided to expand his empire to the East Coast. Liberty City, with its bustling economy and endless opportunities, would be the perfect place for CJ to set up shop. Plus, after all the heat in Los Santos, maybe CJ wanted a fresh start somewhere new. There's a character named Pathos who works at the Homebrew Cafe. This dude talks with a distinctive West Coast accent and mentions that he used to run with a gang back in the day. Sound familiar? Some think this could be a subtle nod to CJ's presence in Liberty City. But wait, there's more. Remember in GTA, San Andreas, when CJ mentions that he spent some time in Liberty City before the events of the game? Well, maybe after San Andreas, he decided to go back to a city he was already familiar with. It would make sense from a business standpoint. Go where you already know the lay of the land. Now, I know what you're thinking. But wouldn't we see CJ in GTA 4 if he was really there? Well, not necessarily. By the time GTA 4 rolls around, CJ would be a big-time businessman. He might be running things from behind the scenes, not getting his hands dirty on the streets anymore. So, what do you think? Did CJ trade in his lowrider for a penthouse in Algonquin? Or is this theory just as crazy as some of CJ's stunts in San Andreas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. You know how GTA 4 had those multiple endings that left us all scratching our heads about what really went down? Well, some eagle-eyed fans think they've cracked the code, and it all comes down to a sneaky little detail in GTA 5. Buckle up, because we're about to explore why Kate's death might just be the official ending to Niko's saga. So here's the deal. In GTA 4, we had to make that brutal choice at the end. Save Roman or save Kate. It was a real gut punch either way. But now, thanks to a little Easter egg in GTA 5, we might finally have an answer about which ending stuck. In GTA 5, if you're poking around on the in-game social media platform Life Invader, killer name by the way, you might spot something interesting. Our boy Roman Bellic has an active profile. Yeah, you heard that right. Roman, Niko's cousin and bowling enthusiast, is alive and well in the digital world of GTA 5. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, if Roman's alive and kicking in the GTA 5 era, that means he must have survived the events of GTA 4. And if Roman survived, then... yeah, you guessed it. Poor Kate must have been the one who bought the farm. This theory suggests that the revenge ending of GTA 4, where Niko goes after Dimitri but loses Kate in the process, is the official canon. It's a pretty dark outcome, but let's face it, the GTA universe isn't exactly sunshine and rainbows. The idea of Kate's death being the true ending actually fits pretty well with Niko's overall story. Throughout GTA 4, we see Niko struggling to escape his violent past and find some kind of redemption. Losing Kate, one of the few pure and good things in his life, would be a tragic but fitting end to his journey. It's like the game saying, "Sorry, Niko, but you can't outrun your past." Plus, let's be real, Roman surviving feels right for the GTA universe. That guy's like a cockroach. He just keeps on surviving no matter what life throws at him. And you know he's still trying to get Niko to go bowling, even years later. This theory adds an extra layer of depth to Niko's story. Imagine him in the years after GTA 4, living with the guilt of Kate's death, but still trying to protect his cousin and build a better life. It's heavy stuff, man. Next theory, Kent Paul might be an FBI agent. Picture this: Vice City, 1986. Neon lights, big hair, and bigger schemes. And right in the middle of it all, Kent Paul, the self-proclaimed music industry guru. But what if I told you that our boy Paul wasn't just some small-time hustler, but actually an undercover FBI agent? Yeah, you heard that right. Ever notice how Kent Paul always seems to know what's going down in Vice City? He's got dirt on everyone, from Love Fist to the Vance crime family. Pretty sus for just a music promoter, don't you think? Paul manages to wiggle his way into every major plot point in the game. Coincidence? Or is he deliberately inserting himself to gather intel? Omi fans argue his British accent is a bit off. Could it be a carefully crafted disguise? Despite hanging with some seriously dangerous crowds, Paul always manages to come out unscathed. FBI protection, perhaps? In San Andreas, set in 1992, Paul's suddenly in Los Santos working with Mad Dog. A promotion? Or a new assignment? Now I know what you're thinking, but he's such a goofball. Well, what better cover for an FBI agent than a seemingly harmless, loud-mouthed Brit? But that's exactly what an undercover would want you to believe. Anyways, it's just a theory. What do you think? Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss the next part. See ya.